Alrighty, welcome back. Let's just dive into it, shall we? Things were starting to get a little creepy. Got my coffee, got my water. Good to go. I don't know how much time had passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there was a lot on my mind. Tomitake's death was hard enough as it was, but to think that there was the possibility of a village conspiracy? Worse still, there was always the chance that Mion was involved? Nonsense. Impossible, not Mion, Reina, Satoko, or Rika-chan. It was a group that attacked Tomitake? Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they're hiding somewhere here in Hinamizawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew that Mion couldn't be the perpetrator. It's me, Chan. The perpetrator, huh? I was starting to hear Reina's voice. With the rope in the lounge. Nope. No. Reina clutched her head while flailing about. Looks like you're just self-destructing over here. Wow. Ah! Keiichi, you're quite late. As you may well know, I'm seething with anger. Sorry about that. I was called into the staff room, you see. You were reprimanded for bad behavior. That's a shame. Well, it's been pretty heated over here. Since it's getting pretty late, let's make the next game the last one. If I remember right, I had 0 points. Isn't it pretty much decided I'm going to be finishing in last place? Don't worry, Keiichi-kun. I'm at -1 point, so... The heck? Her score is lower than mine, and I wasn't even playing. This is the final match to decide if the penalty is going to be carried out by Reina alone or both Kei-chan and Reina. Yeah, right. Just let Reina do the penalty by herself. We made a promise, Keiichi-kun, that we would both win. I waited all this time, you know? Oh, I'm sorry about that. I followed my initial plan of showing Reina my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal and just waited for her to call. I got it! The murderer is me! With the poison at the entrance. Is it? My, Reina. Quite a quick answer. Another stab in the dark. Ooh. Reina's correct. Oh! Then it's decided that Keiichi-san shall take part in the penalty as well. Hooray! Keiichi, let's both do our best. Yeah, let's do our best. It's my fault, so I have no choice. Then that's game. It's me, Mion Sonozaki, ranked first, and dead last are Keiichi Maibara and Reina Ryugu. Everyone applauded and the game ended. The problem now was the penalty. Now then, I ranked first, so I'll decide what you're buying for the gopher penalty. What will she make us buy, I wonder? Let's blacklist the drugstore. That was your aim, wasn't it? Huh? I don't have any business at the drugstore. This old man's already got a list prepared for you on this piece of paper. Whoa, there's a lot written here. A lot? Damn, what is she making us buy? 2 blocks of tofu, shampoo and conditioner, apple vinegar and fried tofu. The heck is this? It looks more like a shopping list than a penalty. Mi was certain she was going to win today. Rule 7 of our society, you cannot refuse any penalty. Here's some money. Oh, she's giving you money, that's fine. The shampoo I usually get is Fruit Fable. Thanks! This is just your grocery list. I promised myself that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy hemorrhoid cream. Waste of money. You have received new tips. There are more than 4 perpetrators. Search notice. Man, I was so close. Not a clue. What kind of name is... Oh, I viewed all I want to view new. New tips. What the heck does that hypovolemic shock induced by clawing out their own throat? Tissue is packed under the nails, not someone else's nails. It's undoubtedly by the individual's own nails. The shape of the scars also matches. Oh, is this the... Yeah, I know the immediate cause of death was suicide. I get it. You're saying the cause of death is unnatural, right? It's kind of like when your back itches and you scratch a little too hard and draw blood. Some of Tomitake's fingernails had been pulled out. It's actually quite simple to pull out one's own nails. Oh, but it really hurts. Oh, God. I don't know why, but that image is just the worst. Whew. Under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. Also, there were a lot of bruises on Tomitake's body. It's clear from the shape of them that he was assaulted first by someone or a group of people. According to the toxicology report, the deceased was in an extreme state of hysteria right before death. Then he fought back and clawed out his own throat because of how hysterical he had become. The guys attacking him certainly would have been surprised by that. Is it possible, in such an abnormal environment, a person could perform acts that a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine? Of course, there are very rare cases. Actually, Oishi-kun, Yummy-kun, that wood plank that the deceased used as a weapon, they only found sand and paint from the guardrail on it. What about cloth fibers or skin? Nothing. The deceased didn't strike the assailants. Or it could be that took the plank while he was fighting back with. In that case, they wouldn't have gone out of their way to replace it with another. They'd take them all. Har har har. That's true. Tomitake is pretty built and tanned. He was quite athletic. That's right. He was pretty active. I can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive, but I think his physical strength would be on the higher side. Yeah, he's pretty buff. Meaning, he would be difficult to overpower in a brawl. If a man with such a physique sensed he was in danger and swung the plank around quickly, it's just unthinkable that it wouldn't even nick the perpetrator. And his opponent was unarmed. This guy had a wooden plank, so you'd think he'd hit him at least once. To surround and take down someone of his physique, I wonder how many people it would take. Yeah, dimwit, you should know better than anyone. Have you forgotten your bad cop days? If I was to take down this guy, how many would I need? When a group wants to take down a big prey, it's fundamental to attack with numbers. I'd guess about 4. Even if there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage. Then there were quite a few perpetrators. So any drunk and disorderly groups of more than 4 are suspicious? A group of 4 or more, just... If they had that many, they couldn't have hidden the body in a less obvious location? Couldn't they have hidden the body in a less obvious location? Or did he somehow break away from that fatal predicament? Then there would be no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I still can't comprehend the irregular way he died. It's full of mysteries. That's under serious consideration on my end, too. I'll be examining it as thoroughly as possible, but don't get your hopes up. After all, we've never encountered a death like this before. I'm not hoping for much, but I am looking forward to the results. Oishi-san, the chief is calling you. Thanks, see you around. Yep, best wishes. Conspiracy. This is why you don't move to small towns. Fully Minnesota. Worst town ever. That's pretty much how cool it was, except they didn't kill people. Alright. Jiro Tomitake, deceased, resided in a cheap hotel in Shishibone City. That was his permanent address? Registered under the name Jiro Tomitake, pen name. Travels via folding bike, no license. Damn. The bicycle was found 300 meters away, abandoned at the site of a forest path. Present on the day of the festival, accompanied by the missing Mio Takano. Was seen around 9 p.m. by police, location afterwards unknown. Held residence in Hinamizawa for 1 week each season for the last 5 to 6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Check with magazine companies. Nothing suspicious in the film located among the articles of the deceased. While it was among the articles of the deceased, mere act of violence. From the contents of his wallet, he spent most of his time around Tokyo and Chiba. Along the Sobu National Railway line, no individual matching the name Jiro Tomitake in the residency records of any of the Tokyo wards. Compared to Gento records, sent to Metro Police. Attached photo, sent to Metro Police. Contacting magazines regarding Jiro Tomitake. Mio Takano, missing. Nurse at Iri Clinic. Became close to Tomitake through her passion for wild bird photography. Resides in Okinomiya, X District XXX. Why is that single? Witnessed accompanying Tomitake on the festival grounds. Currently missing. Abducted? Or maybe a suspect? An important person of interest. Had no motive to kill the deceased. Squabble from jealousy? Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship. Place of work, etc. Need to get information from the police on scene again. I want some cream puffs. 4 double ones. Oishi. Alrighty, woo. Let's keep going. Sleepy. Whoa, that was a really big yawn, Keiichi-kun. I'm usually awake once it's time to eat, but doesn't look like I can do it today. I was watching TV until late last night, so I'm pretty tired right now. Was one of those raunchy TV shows you loved so much on last night? Ugh, how extremely vile. Don't jump to conclusions. It's perfectly normal for boys, nothing to be ashamed about. Rika not patting my head only made me worse. Could you just let me pass out this lunch break? No, seriously. Ma, you think I would just sit here and allow that? Such mean people. I'll get really angry if you disturb me. Really angry. Yeah. This was just dreadful. Just so sleepy. I slumped my head onto the desk and drifted off into an afternoon nap. It seemed that Satoko had responded, but I pretended not to hear. Cut it out, Satoko-chan. Keiichi-kun fell asleep. His sleeping face is so cute. You can take him home later. Let him be for now. Let's move over there. It'd be rude to Keiichi if we bothered him now. Rika-chan really is a good girl. Let's not wake him up, even if the teacher comes back. I take that back. The excuse that I didn't sleep much last night because I was watching TV was a lie. I was in bed at the usual time, but because of the conversation with Oishi-san that afternoon, I didn't get much sleep. No wonder. Just spending the day like this, it's almost as if the incident with Tomitake didn't happen at all. It made me think, was Oishi-san just trying to deceive me? But it was probably the truth. One thing was certain, I couldn't speak to anyone about it. He wanted my assistance, but I really didn't know anything about it. If I knew I wasn't going to be any help, I probably wouldn't have listened in the first place. It ended up with me, again, regretting learning something I didn't need to know. If I had never learned about it, I would, without a doubt, be goofing off right now with the rest of them. I couldn't help but resent Oishi-san for this. Lies. Huh? When was that? I heard he wasn't there the next day. It appears he vanished the night of the Waranagashi. Mian whispered to keep others from listening, but I could hear it clearly. On the other hand, Reina's voice was even harder to pick up, but I could still tell that she was quite upset. It couldn't be. Are they talking about Tomitake? Onitake? Not sure. That's all I know. I would have to feign ignorance about this topic because I needed to keep it secret. Rather than waking up and being forced to lie to join the conversation, it was much easier just to sit here and pretend I was asleep and listen in on their discussion. Wait, why did I have to pretend to be asleep while eavesdropping on my friend's conversation? The guilt stung. So, and me. There are others, right? Too? But they don't know if it's from the curse or if this was an onikakushi. Onikakushi. To be hidden away by a demon? Kaku. What a mysterious phrase. I did, however, get the feeling it meant nothing good. There was another, right? Right? If it's Oyashiro-sama's, yeah. But this year, Grandma and the mayor had a talk about it. Seems they talked to the police about it beforehand. They said they'd take care of whatever happened this year without causing a commotion. Then, without us knowing it, someone had them, you mean, Abby. Next could, I wonder. Don't worry, you got home safely. But it's not allowed, right? That was a long time ago. Let's stop talking about this. Amidst the uncomfortable mood, both of them went silent. The entirety of the conversation was still a bit unclear, but a few parts caught my attention. First of all, the term onikakushi, to be demoned away. By the context it was used in, I would guess it would be similar to being spirited away. I suspected that's what it meant because Tomitake and that woman, I'm really bugged her, I didn't know her name, Taka something, vanished after Wananagashi. The next thing that stuck out was when Reina said, "There's another one, right?" Mian also said, "If it's Oyashiro-sama's, yeah," responding to something like that. If it's Oyashiro-sama's curse, then there had to be 2 victims. Is that what she meant? Come to think of it, I remember Mian saying at the beginning that they didn't know if it was from a curse or if it was a case of onikakushi. It seems that the curse and being demoned away are different things, and they were phenomena that were paired together. I recalled Tomitake's terrible end. That wasn't something as elegant as disappearing. That horrendous end would best be described as cursed. Then the woman with him, it means she vanished because she was demoned away? What I do know is that there's normally an even number of victims of the curse proper. And the last point that bothered me was Reina. Reina was frightened. For what reason? I didn't know. However, she knew that something had made her a potential target for Oyashiro-sama's curse. If I recall correctly, Oyashiro-sama should be the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Isn't a guardian deity supposed to defend the citizens and drive out invaders? If I recall correctly, yesterday, Oishi-san said that originally the targets were enemies of the village, but recently, there was no longer any distinction between them or regular outsiders. But if that was the case, then I would think that I'd be more likely the target, having moved here more recently than Reina. For her composure, I can infer that she was grimly certain that she would be next. I should probably relay what I heard just now to Oishi. I just can't help Oishi-san. Informing the police of what I heard by eavesdropping on my friends while pretending to be asleep. It made me feel terrible. It raised a few questions and left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Would it be better not to seek the answers to those questions? As I continued to learn more and more, I felt like I had fallen past the point of no return. I would definitely regret this one day. I would definitely regret ever having learned of these events. The teacher approaches. Keiichi-san! You must awaken! In the distance, I could hear the ring of the handbell signaling the start of afternoon classes. I couldn't sleep at all. I hastily opened my eyes and raised my head up. It was in that moment when I leaned against the back of my seat. Ugh! There was a that is so mean. God, you could really hurt someone like that. Circumstantial evidence was enough. Satoko! Guilty without trial. Capital punishment. I furiously jumped up from my seat. Tripped as if my feet were tangled up. My shoelaces had been tied together. Man, these people are so mean. Not bad, Satoko. While I was sleeping, you were able to conceal your presence and able to pull off this fine piece of work. The teacher came in right as I was able to pull off my shoes and tackle Satoko. Oh, did you not notice that our teacher has arrived, Keiichi? Take your seat. Clap. Whoosh, woof. Not caring one bit, I made her eat a flick to the forehead. Keiichi-san's being mean. Hey, don't pick on the younger kids, my Bara-kun. Apologize. She put a thumbtack on my chair. I saw Satoko stick her tongue out at me, that little brat. Come on, my Bara. Yeah, I'll apologize. Sorry, Satoko-san. In any case, I apologized even if it was in a completely insincere tone of voice. Damn her, I'll remember this. Kay, get your events at the club meeting. Take your seat. I sat down after Mion told me to. She'd switched to class representative mode. Please no club activities. Oh my god, there's only so much of these I can take. With the boring classes finished, school was finally over for the day now, then what should we do for club today? Personally, I would like to play that deduction game one more time. I was hardly able to play it last time because of Oishi-san. Reina and I weren't even able to test out our strategy. It's just like, it's like when you say like a joke. It's like just getting old. It's getting old. It's a novel, I get it. But man, oh man, I just want... Alright, enough fun. What should we do? We've never played the same game 2 days in a row before. Why not try asking me? Mion looked over her shoulder as we made eye contact. She shoulder taped up her palm with her fist as her face suddenly lit up. Oops! I completely forgot. I need to go help my uncle today. Sorry guys, not today. Yes. Helping your uncle? Aren't you a little goody two-shoes? Sorry, really. I really did forget. Well then, sorry guys. This old man is heading back home now. Why call herself an old man? I don't get it again. Mion left us with that and rushed off to the exit after snatching up her bag. You see, Mi-chan, she sometimes go to help her out at her uncle's shop in town. Ah, I thought she wasn't the type to get caught up in such bothersome stuff. She said that she gets paid for it. Aha. It's quite a bit of spending money from what I hear. I see. She was able to pay for that mountain of games with what she saved up from there. But wouldn't you call that a part-time job? Isn't that against school policy? There's a clause that states family businesses are excluded. Is that what she's calling it? So what now? Pass on the club today? So, we're done today, I guess? Won't it be fine even without the club president? Let's do this! I opened up the club locker and began searching for the deduction game from that ever-growing pile of games. Ah, here it is! The deduction game from yesterday. Man, I had to stop just as I was getting the hang of it. At the very least, I wanted to pay Satoko for what she did during that afternoon break. I do not mind, but is that fine for Reina and Rika? If Keiichi wants to so badly, I wouldn't mind playing for a bit. I think it's better if we do it when we have everyone together. Ugh. When she says it like that. I wanted to go shopping if there wasn't a club meeting today, going to buy soy sauce and other things. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot. Well, I guess it's been a while. I should go treasure hunting. What's this now? Everyone was no longer in the mood for club activities? Oh, maybe they're witches. Their leader left and now they can't do anything without her permission. They're a cult. If I kept on trying to push the matter, it may make them realize I had a trick up my sleeve. Ah, well, I give up this time. Man, I wasn't really looking forward to playing it. I shuffled through the cards as if I was still caught up on it. At the next opportunity, I shall give you a sound thrashing. The murderer is Satoko. The murder weapon is the pistol. It was you after all. What did you say? Then I'll just... Satoko looked through the cards on the desk and stuck out 3 of them at me. The murderer is Keiichi, in the lounge with the rope. I don't need no rope. I'll just strangle you like this. No! Keiichi's such a beast. Well, I guess it's good that I got that out of my system. I'll remember this, Keiichi. She was used as a plaything for quite a while. How unfortunate. Oh, cute, cute. Everyone got ready to go back home. I also helped gather up the scattered cards. I suddenly paused. They were just the suspect cards, but I noticed something strange. Reina, Satoko, Rika, Keiichi, Mion, Satoshi. Satoshi? It was their male victim. I told you they were a witch cult. Not all the cards were made by us, or at least every card besides this one has the name of a club member. Does this mean that this Satoshi fellow is a member? Was there someone in the class named Satoshi? Maybe he has a Pikachu. He got a Pikachu and he went on an adventure. I couldn't find anyone named Satoshi on the class roster stuck up on the wall. For those of you that don't know, Ash's name in Japanese is Satoshi. Now you know. You learned something cool today, didn't you? Keiichi, let's hurry and finish cleaning up. Being rushed by Reina, I finished up quickly. Satoko and Rika had already headed merrily for their lockers, so we were the only ones left in the classroom. Right now, Reina had gotten her bag and was ready to leave. Reina, there must be quite a few people who transferred from this school, right? I tried asking Reina in a bit of a roundabout way. Well, if it was a while ago, I don't think she would know. Yeah, Hinamizawa is a rural town, right? Some people transfer out every now and then. Then is Satoshi another one of those transferees? Sorry, I don't really know. There was a bit of a pause, but the answer was pretty much immediate. I am not saying it to be mean, just last year I transferred in, so maybe I just missed him. So I didn't hear much about him. Sorry. I am not sure. Sorry. Her answer was a lot like when she refused to tell me about the murder at the dam. I was saddened by her denial and felt a little bit of anger. I'm their friend, aren't I? No, you're just a sacrifice. They're gonna eat you. Friends don't keep secrets from their friends, do they? But I do appreciate that they kept that unsettling curse thing from me. No, you don't. But if everyone is worried about it, I'd rather be worried with them. That's what it means to be friends, right? For a moment, I wondered what just kind of face I was making then, with these mixed feelings of sadness and annoyance. Keiichi, you're making a scary face. Why is it? Why? It was probably exactly the kind of face Reina said it was. It appeared my grim expression had frightened her. Sorry. I was really looking forward to our club today. I'm just feeling down about it. I rustled Reina's hair. Let's go home. Dragging that awkward mood with us, we headed home. I wonder why. Why have I been getting this dumb feeling lately? I didn't know anything. I had nothing to worry about. I was just enjoying my everyday life. My long, outstretched shadow gave no answer to my naive inquiry. Keiichi, are you tired, maybe? Maybe? Reina timidly questioned the reason behind my mood. I'm sure my expression made this situation even more unsettling. You think so? Yeah. You seem to have been a little out of it ever since this morning. Maybe a cold? Physically, I was pretty sure I was in perfect health. It may not seem like it, but I've had perfect attendance since elementary school. Reina continued on since I didn't give her an answer. It could be the fatigue from moving has finally caught up to you. It's completely different from where you used to live, after all. Of course, you've gotten tired since there's so much you need to get used to and remember. Maybe that's it. Yeah, it has to be. Reina was also like that at first, too. I can tell, you know? I wondered if Reina also experienced a slight bit of alienation last year that I was feeling right now. Thinking so, I felt that she was the only one who could understand how I felt. The damn thing was like a while ago, so I don't know how she would know, but okay. I'd like to hear about when you first came to Hinamizawa. How was it? Feeling I had been drawn into the conversation, her face suddenly brightened. It was the same as Keiichi. I didn't know the villager's name at all. Mi-chan and the rest were all very kind, so I wasn't lonely, but I did still feel a little out of place. Reina told me all the details when she moved here. All of her first acquaintances and surprises, worries and good times. So, Satoko got you too? Yeah. There was a thumbtack put on my chair. Poke. Then with that, that really takes me back. When were you invited into the club? The first day? No, there wasn't a club at the beginning. But Satoshi, she's a liar. It was formed partway through. One day she said, we should stay after and hold a big game tournament. Come to think of it, Mion did say she was the first club president. Now I get it. This is a secret, but Mi-chan used to be really bad at the beginning. She'd never win. Huh? Mion really? I can't even imagine that. She had to do most of the penalties that she came up with. Seriously, don't tell. I can't believe Mion was like that, so she gradually transformed into a monster who used any means necessary to win during that time. Mion is at her best when she's fighting dirty. She's either lying or something happened because Satoshi's name was in the thing, so clearly he was part of the club, and if it started partway through, then she would have known him. Liar, liar, pants on fire. I began making more friends besides Mi-chan after that, but yeah, it might only have been since you moved here that I had finally felt like I had gotten used to it here. I guess Reina had also been left in the dark about Oyashiro-sama when she had moved here. I guess when they finally told me about Oyashiro-sama, I'd be considered one of them. I wonder when I'll finally be considered one of them. Huh? Did you say something? No, sorry. Just talking to myself. Keiichi, you're silly. Reina's poking fun and laughing at me, and I couldn't help but laugh as well. But I suddenly stopped. Then, after making up my mind, I spoke. Don't do it. Don't let them know that you know. Don't fucking do it. Hey, Reina. Is there something that everyone is keeping from me? No, not at all. Liar, liar, pants on fire. You're lying, aren't you? Reina suddenly stopped. Her expression was cold and intense. Don't let them know that you know. That's how you die, you idiot. Why do you trust people? What do you mean by that, Keiichi? Her tone was still the same, cheery and light-hearted one as before. You are, aren't you? Keeping something from me. After understanding what I meant, her expression grew even more intense. Seeing that face, I regretted saying something so rash. but she came back at me in a way I didn't expect. Oh God! God, that scared the crap out of me. I wasn't expecting that. Alright. Well then, Keiichi-kun, aren't you keeping something from us? Doing the voice for it is even creepier. Huh? Her tone didn't change, but it was the first time I'd seen this expression from Reina. That's why you don't say it, you stupid asshole. You deserve to die now. With how her gaze pierced through me, I couldn't believe this was the same Reina. Aren't you? Lies or secrets? Aren't you? You are. Secrets. She didn't actually say that part, but she looked as if she did. The incident with Tomitake and how I felt alienated from the group, even without having to think about it, there were things I knew that I felt guilty about. But I didn't tell everyone about what happened with Tomitake to be considerate. I was keeping it a secret just the same way they didn't tell me about Oyashiro. Then aren't we even? No, I'm not. No lies, nor secrets. Liar. Her answer was instant and it shook me. Reina stared as if burrowing through me, watching me like a hawk. Why would you say I'm lying? Didn't you say that you were called into the teacher's room yesterday during the club meeting, Keiichi? I know. You didn't go to the teacher's room. I swallowed hard. It clearly wasn't a bluff. She knew what happened. The teacher said you had a guest, didn't she? But you didn't talk at the entrance. You talked inside the car. What the fuck, are you, a stalker? Inside the car near the school gate with some man we don't know. Reina knew everything. She knew that I was called out by Oishi-san and that I heard about the incident with Tomitake as well. Did she know all of it? Exactly who was that man? I don't know him. Why did someone you don't know have business with you? I want to know that myself. Then what did you talk about? It has nothing to do with you guys. It was a lie. Woo! Lies! Reina's scream echoed through the trees, sending frightened birds into the air. I told you they're witches. I couldn't exhale the deep breath I had just taken. Although I guess witches aren't really a Japanese thing, but whatever the form of witch is, demon. No, it was like I wasn't allowed to exhale. It was here I first realized the person in front of me wasn't Reina Ryugu. Then who was it that was standing before me now? Who had assumed Reina Ryugu's appearance? I held my breath for so long I could feel myself suffocating. Right? And then she made a facial expression that Reina normally might have made. It didn't matter that it was Reina's usual smile. It chilled me to the bone. She drew closer to me. I felt her breath against my face. It wasn't the least bit exciting. Whoever this was, with Reina's face, was going to chew my nose right off. I cowered as I imagined that. Then she smirked as if she was able to see right through me. We also have secrets. Just like Keiichi-kun has secrets. It was Reina's usual smile, but her eyes were still like that of a hawk's. Bringing her face close enough to mine to almost bump into my nose, she kindly persuaded me. I couldn't nod or shake my head. This person standing in front of me, this person who looked like Reina, frightened me to my core. I was terrified, knowing that she could hear the sound of me swallowing nervously. After what felt like an eternity, after a long, empty silence, she finally spoke. Let's go. It's getting chilly. It was Reina again. Smiling at me once more, she started walking as if nothing at all happened. When I was released from her gaze, my legs gave out from under me and I slumped onto the ground. I wasn't able to lift a finger until Reina was out of sight. Who was that? I felt cold, my body drenched in sweat. I was finally able to form a coherent thought and asked myself once again, who was that person who looked like Reina Ryugu? Creepy, man. Creepy. Alright, I guess if she knew everything, that it didn't matter that if she said something or not. I was out of it and couldn't bring myself to do anything until dinner except stare blankly into space. Was I terrified from Reina going off at me? Call that cop, dude. No, that's not right. That was someone else who only looked like Reina. Then who could it have been? It was a dreadful feeling, knowing that was someone else and not Reina. So tomorrow I shouldn't have a problem talking to Reina like I usually do. That thought was strangely comforting. I concluded that I should just calm down and clear my head, though those thoughts continued swirling around in my mind. Finally, I returned to my senses as I heard my mother calling out to me from the bottom of the steps. Keiichi! It's a call from the bookstore. Bookstore? Can't think of why they'd be calling me. I went downstairs and picked up the receiver anyway. My apologies for calling so late at night. It's me. Oh, yes. Oishi of the Okonomiya Bookshop. Oishi-san? Oh, it's Oishi-san. Sorry. Since your parents picked up, I said I was from the bookstore. It puts people off when they say I'm a police officer. Okay, parents also not from here, so shouldn't it be an issue? Oishi, I just can't get over the name that his name is Yami-san. Yummy. Might be spelled a little different. Hold on. No, I'm pretty sure it's not spelled different. Oh yeah, there's an extra O in there, but still. Oishi-san. Even so, I didn't want my parents hearing me talk to the police. That's probably something you should tell your parents about. Dude, I would tell my parents and I don't even live with them, and they're in a different country right now. I brought the cordless phone with me as I dashed back up to my room on the second floor. Sorry for calling so late. That phone number on the piece of paper I gave you yesterday was the old number. My apologies. Can you copy down the number I'm about to give you? Yeah. Okay. He gave me the number for his direct line as I wrote it down. I thought that was the end of it, but he began making pointless small talk. Tell him what happened, you dumb... Alright. So, how has it been, Baimara? Did anything strange happen recently? I see. This was the real reason. He really beat around the bush there. His adult conversation skills left me slack-jawed. Are you from around here, Oishi? Oishi? Yeah, I am. Born and raised in Okinomiya. If he's from around here, he might know. Oishi-san? Do you know what this onikakushi thing is about? I believe that's when somebody suddenly vanishes because they've been abducted by a demon. It's a special saying from around here. It's the same meaning as spirited away like everyone else says. Whereas my friends would say they didn't know when I asked, this older man gave me a direct answer. It made me a bit happy that he answered me directly without trying to hide anything. Hinamizawa was... I'm not sure if I should tell you this, Maibara. Don't try to play this off. If you're not going to talk, then I'm not going to tell you anything. No. That's not what I meant. It's just... It may make you feel bad. You see, long ago, Hinamizawa was feared as the village where demons reside. I told you they're demons. Speaking of demons, I had 2 adorable little devils in my class for a Halloween party. They were so cute. Oh, little devil horns. Right, demons. By demons, you mean those pitchfork-carrying things that help. Oh, there are a bunch of cannibals. All right. More like human-eating monsters. I'm sorry. Well, no, they're not cannibals. They did eat the one guy. Oh, they eat the other person. They'd go down to villages, snatching up people and gobbling them down. That kind of tale. Demons snatching up people is what this onikakushi really means. I don't want to see something. Kushi. Whoa, that's weird. Kakushi is dying abroad, dying in a foreign land. I'm looking up the translation. Oni ka kushi. There's not a translation for that. Ogre. Oni. What does that... They said that the curse and being demoned away happened together. What does that mean? I already know about the mysterious deaths happening 5 years in a row. Oh, you know what? If Kakushi means dying in a foreign land... Ah, yeah. So if Kakushi means dying in a foreign land, and everyone's... But I thought some of the people were from Hinamizawa. What's his face wasn't, though. I feel like I'm cheating by looking up translations, but whatever. I didn't know there were people disappearing for those same 5 years. The curse and being demoned away happened together? First time I've heard that. Is that how it is, my bar? That's what I want to know. I heard Reina and Mion talking. They said that if it was really Oyashiro-sama's curse, then both the curse and demoning away would happen. Oishi-san began hemming and hawing on the other end of the receiver. Maybe something that came to mind? My bar, do you know the first incident? The murder by dismemberment? Yeah? One of the 6 perpetrators is still on the run, right? Hypothetically, what if he isn't on the run but was demoned away? Huh? It was an outrageous hypothesis from Oishi-san. The incident 4 years ago was the particularly ghastly one. The police already knew the perpetrators, so they posted tons of wanted posters with his face on them. They staked out various locations and investigated every possible escape route he had. But after 4 years, there wasn't even a hint of where he might be. Unless the police were completely incompetent. Sometimes, yeah. I couldn't simply laugh it off. Then what about the incident the next year, when the man who supported the project and his wife both died in an accident? Well, actually, it was only the husband who died in an accident. His wife's body never surfaced. For some reason I thought we already knew that. Whatever. Unless we find the body, then it's considered a missing person by law. At the time of the incident, with the river below the cliff being muddy rapids, the police divers had searched every branch off the main stream of the river for dozens of miles, but in the end they weren't able to find her body. But that's just them not being able to find the body. She's still dead, right? Isn't it different from her being demoned away? We can't say someone's dead without their body. Until a certain number of years pass, by law, she's treated as still alive. I'm not sure if it was right to call that being demoned away. The wife is missing. At least that part was reality. How about the 3rd year? Is it always the girl who's missing? The Shinto priest died of illness, and his wife committed suicide? Maibara, That's actually the exact same scenario. The wife had supposedly thrown herself into a bottomless marsh in the forest around Hinamizawa. Yeah, the girl's always missing. So rude! Sexist people. Meaning it's all circumstantial evidence. They simply found her suicide note in front of the marsh. A diver was able to recover a few remnants, but they weren't able to find the body. The investigative headquarters believed that she had faked her death and was still alive somewhere. I'm not sure if we could call these cases as being demoned away. It's just as you said, every year one person does go missing. The incident this year, the woman with Tomitake has gone missing. Then what about the incident with the housewife beaten to death? Who went missing? I believe the perpetrator was caught, right? We arrested him. He was just a miscreant with a record of narcotics abuse. He admitted to the crime while being questioned about a different incident. But, well, you see, after he was... No! Women and children? What jerks. After he was arrested, a child from the victim's home went missing. It's still under investigation as to whether the disappearance had anything to do with the crime. But you said you caught him, right? Did he have an accomplice? No idea. It's considered a separate case. Moreover, we can't even check now because while under investigation, that man, he died in his holding cell. Sorry. He swallowed a spork and choked to death. Oh my goodness, those sporks. They're dangerous. It's not known whether it was an accident or a suicide. Meaning, for the last 5 years, there's always one person who dies and one who goes missing. That's about right. Why couldn't it be anything but a spork? Like a knife, a fork, I don't know, but I know, a spork. Oh gosh, alright. Right. I'm surprised as well. I never realized that they had that in common. I couldn't believe that this could help lead to the closing of those incidents. It was just something they had in common. Could it be that those demoned away have something in common? Oishi mumbled as he seemed to be thinking about it. So, I summarized the events. The first year was the dam employee. Second year was the wife of the dam project supporter. Third year was the wife of the Shinto priest. Fourth year was the victim's family child. And fifth year was the victim's girlfriend, I guess. It doesn't seem like there's anything that connects them. They're all girls except for the kid. With exception of the first year, wives and girlfriends, those do stand out. It does seem like there are a lot. Then that means the fourth year's victim's child was different. It would have really stood out if they're all married couples, except it's not just married couples, but parents and children as well. Come to think of it, I believe Tomitake also told me the younger brother is alive and has moved, if I recall. Oh yeah. The child that went missing in the fourth year, who were they? Apparently he was quite mature. Satoshi? 1 year older than you. Satoshi. His name was Satoshi Hojo-san! Bam, 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 bam. Huh? Satoshi? I remembered that name. Didn't they tell me Satoshi transferred out last year? He was at your school up until last year. Didn't they tell you anything about him? Come to think of it, when I transferred, I believe they said my seat belonged to a recent transfer student. Then... Oh, fuck. Where I sat once belonged to the one who was demoned away. It was his seat. Oh, I recalled the cold sensation that came from that desk. It made my hair stand on end. This string of mysterious deaths. No, Oyashiro-sama's curse, I now knew how it connected to me. That chilling sensation, it was the feeling of Oyashiro-sama caressing the back of my neck. Oyashiro-sama's curse, huh? Could Oyashiro-sama's curse really exist? In all honesty, I was beginning to believe it. And I was scared. That's why I wanted to say it was a plot crafted by man and not the work of a curse. But the more I dug into it, the less likely that it seemed. No. The more I dug, the more mysterious it became. If I kept digging, eventually, I'd reached a point where I'd learned something I really shouldn't know. To either be none the wiser, or to seek an answer I may regret. Which one would I be happier with? If you have no answers, then you can't solve it. Maybe it'll be me next time. My execution could only be delayed 1 year. That was when I remembered. Reina. Reina said she may be the next victim of the curse. You mean Reina Ryugu? She transferred in last year and she's your classmate, isn't she? These incidents really might be a bit too disturbing for a girl. She's not just scared, is she? It wasn't that. She said it might be her next. She said it in a way that made me think she had a concrete reason behind it. It felt like she was convinced, almost as if, you could say, she was frightened. Her sudden change in demeanor, that someone who looked like Reina but it wasn't Reina, that might be unrelated. All the strange things that I felt from Reina today came back to me. I see. And I'll be doing a bit of investigating on this end. Please continue your observations of Ryugu, my bar. Are you asking me to keep Reina under surveillance? That's not what I mean. I just want you to watch out for your friend so she doesn't end up the next victim. At that moment, just as my mouth was agape, because I was so impressed with his mature, clever way of words. Knock, knock. Sudden knock at the door sent my heart racing. In an instant, I had pointlessly covered up the end of the receiver. Keiichi, get the door, please. On the other side of the door, I heard my father's oddly upbeat voice. What could it be? It's so late. Sorry, my dad just came in. Can we leave it at that for tonight? Yeah. My apologies again for calling so late. If you find out anything else, please let me know. I'll tell you if I make progress on this end. Well then, have a pleasant evening. I have a feeling it's not going to be pleasant. Keiichi, hurry and open up. Dad's got his hands full. What is Dad doing? I had stayed in the same position while on the phone the whole time, so my joints were aching. When I opened the door, I saw my father was standing there with a tray. On that tray, cookies and 2 cups of black tea, a fairly fancy spread for our household. There was even sugar and lemon slices on the side, everything you could ask for. This was quite the show of hospitality. Oh, what's going on, Dad? What's all this for? Come now, don't play around, Keiichi. I'm coming in. Dad was in high spirits and had a smirk on his face, but for my entire life, I've never seen him act this hospitable. What had gotten into him? So, what were you talking about? I jumped. It's not something I had to keep from my father, but how could I explain to him I was talking to a detective, I'm assuming he was, this late at night? Nothing much. Just a friend. I don't mean the phone. She was here, wasn't she? Oh, God, no. Reina? Huh? She wasn't here. Come now, don't try to keep it from me. She just came over to play. You two were chatting away, so I thought I'd bring some tea, but looks like I just missed her. Oh, she was listening, the little biatch. I had no idea what Dad was talking about, but a cold sweat dripped down my back. How long were we talking? Reina went upstairs about half after, so it was close to an hour, I guess. You saw her come up to the 2nd floor? Yeah, I did. I also told her that your room was the door down the hall up the stairs. Reina came to my house about an hour ago. Dad met her at the door and called out to me on the 2nd floor. I probably didn't hear him because I was so focused on my conversation. I didn't reply, but he knew I was in my room, so he had her come inside. Then told her my room was on the 2nd floor. She thanked my dad and went upstairs. Then about an hour passed. She passed by my dad just as he was bringing up tea and left. She came upstairs and about an hour passed. Then, is it repeating on purpose? Then passed by my dad and returned home. Then after she came upstairs and until she left. Where was Reina? There's only a short hallway between my room and the stairs, meaning Reina had, for about an hour, in the hall. No, she couldn't have been standing at front of my door all that time. The door to my room wasn't particularly thick. You could easily hear everything being said inside. All of the ominous things and nonsense I spoke to Oishi about began rushing through my head. Honey, don't tease him. More importantly, you need to clean up your studio. It's a mess again. Mom yelled at Dad from downstairs. Dad left the tray with me and went downstairs with a disappointed chortle. I followed my dad out of the room with my eyes. I looked down the floor around the doorway where Reina might have stood all that time. Just now, as I was talking to Oishi, with my back turned, Reina was standing a mere 6 feet away the whole time. All that time in this dimly lit doorway. Damn, I'm kind of scared. What did she see? What did she hear? For what reason? As the steam from my 2 teacups ominously wafted and twisted, the aroma of black tea filled my room. Wouldn't it be cool if there was like a Harry Potter novel like this? It makes it really fun. You have received new tips. Oh, tips. Lies! Scandal! Voice break. Constable. Not really getting any new information. I like how there's not a lot of typing for the amount of words coming out.